Turns out that the next stage of training is smoking a lot of
Yeah.
pot.
And then Madeline invites them back, and they all get naked and do ayahuasca. What does TCAT have in common with a church choir? Well, this week and this week only, slightly something, and that is that we've got music and we've got religion. That's right, it's Music and Religion Week on TCAT. Let's call it Church Choir Week because we are rolling into a couple of Pokemon Master Quest episodes. We're deep in filler territory. We're sludging and slodging our way to Blackthorn, and we are going to be running into episodes 245, Same Old Song and Dance, and episode 246, Enlighten Up. It's all about music, and it's all about, I don't know, nun monks or something. I should tell you who we are. I'm Graham. If you've been listening to this, you know me. I'm the big dumb idiot who says things. And to teach me about this stuff, I have the master himself, an actual enlightened individual who has studied Pokemon for so many eons that he is becoming a Pokemon. I've got Kellan. Kellan, how you doing?
I'm great, because you know what time it is?
Lunchtime, Mr. Wolf. What time is it?
It's time of the year. It's corn on the cob season, baby.
Oh. What? Is it?
Yeah, I got some
Okay.
at the grocery store.
Okay.
For
I would say
like
corn
70
in
cents.
the cog season is in the fall, but if you're just saying you were
It's
able
coming
to
out.
get some, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Cool.
I love it.
Where does that come from?
I'm in a great mood.
This time of year.
Corn? I don't know.
Okay.
The ground.
No, I know, but like, oh my god. I meant like, is it
They grow on these stalks,
right?
and
I
people
know.
pick them off.
I'm just saying
and
they
you
either
eat them.
import them or we have some kind of cool greenhouse tech.
Sure, one of those two.
Because corn here you pick in the fall.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't care about this at all. You don't care about.
I see it in the store. That's all I care about.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. It's corn season, everyone.
Yeah.
Go out and get your corn.
Corn on the cob's back. It's back, baby.
Corn
You
on the
missed
cob
it.
is very good. Yeah.
Delicious.
Was it good corn on the cob?
It was good. Get some butter and salt, and you know what the secret is? Some chili powder. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is a really good combo. Absolutely. It's kind of like elote. Have you read elote?
No, I have not.
Elote. You would fucking love elote. It's Mexican street corn. Let me check what is on it.
The good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so you grill the corn, right? And then it's got this recipe has mayo, sour cream, cheese. I think the real one would be, some kind of cream, some kind of cheese, like queso fresca or something. And then cilantro if you're into it, that's divisive. And then chili powder and garlic. And lime.
Does sound good.
I think you would fuck with elote. Yeah.
I
Plus
would.
it's fun to say.
Yeah.
Elote!
Elote.
Yeah.
That is absolutely nothing. I just wanted to say that I'm in a good mood because corn is back.
I'm in a good mood too, Kellan. Why am I in a good mood though? I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what to play lately. I've been jumping around indie games. I'm playing this older indie game called 30XX. It's a Mega Man roguelike, like a Mega Man clone roguelike. It's good, but it has some awkward mechanics, like movement mechanics that I don't love, and it has some pretty big difficulty spikes later. So I'm getting a little bit, I don't know, burnt out on that. But it's a decent game. I might pick up Spider-Man 2 finally. I just can't remember if I bought it yet. This is what my brain is like. I was thinking about buying it today, and I don't remember if I ordered it or not. I'm going to have to check my Amazon orders.
Ugh. Is that a relatable circumstance? Yeah. I've been playing. I finished it already. It's pretty short. Katamari Damacy.
You know, I've never played one. Is that weird? I've always.
I hadn't played it until recently.
Oh, which one did you play? Reroll?
Yeah, reroll.
Oh,
it's
nice.
fun.
And
did
you like it?
Yeah, it's fun. It's very weird.
Cute and weird,
but it's very fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rolling.
Is there
a
challenge to it, or is it just kind of like vibes?
The controls are a challenge. I think that's kind of the point.
Okay.
They're
Kind of like
weird.
an early Rage game though, but like
I wouldn't go that far.
Right? Okay.
No, it's just like it movement is with both sticks, and it's very strange.
Okay, so getting used to movement is the fun of it. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I also shaved my head this week finally with my thinning hair. So I'm officially a bald, and I'm a protected group. Kellan, we actually find comparison to other balds offensive as a bald. So I will take no Heisenbergs. I will take no Joe Rogans. I will take no Mr. Cleans. No. This is all. We are a celebrated people of individuals, Kellan.
Yeah, but if you had a fedora, you could look like Heisenberg, and it would be cool.
I could not pull off a fedora. I can barely pull off a baseball
until you try it.
I could try it, I guess. I think I would look... I think you have to be of a certain vintage to pull off a fedora. Otherwise, you just look like a creep. I think I would look creepy in a fedora.
I think... Because we're not a video podcast, but you got some bushy facial hair. I think with the Heisenberg hat, I think it could be pulled off. There's a possibility. I'm not saying it's certain. I'm saying there's a possibility.
Maybe, but I'm only giving you like a 20%. Because here's the other side of that. Can you see me with a fedora talking about Ash's mom?
Right, that's creepy. That's really funny though.
So creepy.
it's. I mean, you found my ulterior motive, but
yeah, you're setting me up.
But it's funny
to go from a bald to a creep.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna lock me up, Kellan.
And then I'm not the lowlife on the podcast anymore.
They're gonna go back to that episode where I talk about like ecchi manga, and they're gonna lock me up.
Yep,
they're gonna be like, he's a creep.
They sure will.
Well, that's devastating.
Mm-hmm.
So what should I play? Should I play Spider-Man 2? Should I play more 30XX?
I don't know, man.
Should I stop playing video games and just
follow your heart?
Move things around in the garage like a man of my age should.
Stop playing video games and put all of your energy into the podcast. Every last ounce.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. It's the more important thing.
What would I talk about on the podcast if I didn't do anything except for podcast? I just like talk about podcasting.
I guess so. It would get way too meta, way too fast.
Anchor analytics.
Yeah. Let's go through
here's
them.
An outreach strategy. Yeah.
Last episode got 24 listens off of 38 plays.
We're slightly higher than that.
Actually, that's about where we're at.
On Anchor.
On our Spotify.
On YouTube, we're shooting at... Oh my god, we're actually doing this. We're talking about our analytics. On YouTube, we break 100 pretty regularly.
Typically.
Yeah. So that's not bad.
Yeah. Share with your friends and family, folks. Because we don't know how to market this damn thing.
You're the one... Are we just going to argue about who should be working on the podcast? You're the one who's got all the time in the world.
I think actually many, many weeks ago, pun producer Nolan said he would look into it. So where are those results? Huh?
Okay. This is your full-time job. You know that, right?
I mean, I'm not getting paid enough for it to be legally my full-time job, I don't think.
Okay, in that case, you should do something else. You should quit the podcast.
Probably.
You should move to Zimbabwe. You should start a new life. However,
if someone were to pledge at the $15,000 tier on our Patreon, patreon.com/tcatpodcast, this absolutely would be my full-time job.
That is true. If a single rich, wealthy oil daddy propped you up like a puppet, just shoved their oil daddy wallet straight up your urethra and waved you around in the sky, they would own you, Kellan.
But I would make the disclaimer that no, they don't own me.
Oh,
I can still do whatever the fuck I want. You're supporting the podcast. You don't get to boss me around then. You're not my boss. You're a supporter.
You know, one of my uncles when I wasn't a kid, but I guess like getting into the workforce was like, at the end of the day, we're all prostitutes. And I used to think that was a fucked up thing to say, but then you go through the machine and you're like, you're always just bending over for the dollar, aren't you?
Do I know this uncle?
The man's just cracking our back. You know all of my uncles, yes.
Well, no, I don't. Not on the other side.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you've met all my uncles.
I guess I know one of them. I guess
I
technically.
only have one uncle on the other side.
Okay, fair. Fair enough.
So you just deduced who it was, but that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that information everybody knows for sure. We totally doxed him. Yeah.
Yeah, but you deduced who he is, which I'm just saying that's impressive, actually.
I wouldn't say that.
Maybe you should become a detective.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I will be really bad at it.
We're getting kind of existential, Kellan, and that's not a bad
I need to play
segue.
I need to play some Professor Layton before I become a detective. See if I'm really up to snuff.
I think
anyway.
the first one. Have you played any Professor Layton?
Nope.
The first one is really good.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, I didn't really keep up with the series. First one's great. I've played a little bit of the second one, but like the mobile version, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
But that first one, ooh, it's fantastic.
Anyway, segue.
Well, you're talking about enlightenment. So these 2 episodes, I don't really know if we could say they're tied together at all. Like, what's the theme? Cults? I don't know.
The theme is no theme.
It's a pair of filler episodes, just like last week.
Pink Pokemon, that's your theme.
Yeah, Pink Pokemon, that's true. Pink Pokemon Club. I keep on dancing at the Pink Pokemon Club.
Oh,
so
fun.
this isn't. I liked this pair of episodes a little bit better. I mean, mostly because
last week. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It's similar to last week in the sense that the first one is kind of bad.
It's cute.
It's a little.
I'll let it go on. The cuteness.
But you're right. It's stronger because it's got cuteness. Yes. Enlighten Up was kind of sick though.
It was a weird one.
It was fucking weird. Yeah. We're at a point in Johto where they were stretching, right? They were like, what do we do for filler? Let's just like fuck shit up, right? Because they're not even they're not even highlighting new Pokemon as much. Like, yes, they do in 245. They highlight Igglybuff, but they're like, what the fuck do we do with an Igglybuff? So let's just get weird with it, you know?
Yeah, this thing can't do a damn thing. What do we make it sing, I guess?
Exactly.
I don't know.
So Same Old Song and Dance is a music-themed episode. We have Pokemon Musical Act. So that's why I went online, Kellan, and researched.
Oh, nice.
The top 10 Pokemon musical acts. You want to hear them?
Did a good old study. It's been a while.
I did. Top 10 Pokemon
musical
acts. Pearl Alakazam.
Number 9.
Maybe I'll just like list these off quickly because they're just puns, Kellan.
Rapid fire. Boom, boom, boom.
Aledian Zeppelin.
Nice. Very good. Okay.
AC/DC Dra.
Oh, okay.
Are you with me?
That's a
stretch?
What's the word I'm looking for?
Not
a stretch. A phone in.
A noise pollution. Oh, I thought it was inspired. Well, you'll like this next one, Kellan.
Sure.
Clink Floyd.
Nice. That's in a alternate universe. That's the name of this podcast.
Actually, yeah.
Clink Floyd.
All of our episode names could have been music themed if we were
There'd
Clink
be
Floyd.
So many more songs to base puns off of.
Yeah.
We really
would have been the JoJo's of podcasts.
We really put ourselves in a corner with the TV
books?
and movies and books.
Okay, how about Wailord Swift? Wailord Swift.
Now I'm just picturing a Wailord with a blonde wig, and that's making me happy.
Yeah, I'm into that.
I like that. That's fun.
It sounds getting creepy if I'm wearing a fedora, but we'll let it hang.
Hey, it's a funny thing.
How about this hit band from Sweden, Krabba?
Krabba-E.
Krabba-E? Yeah, I guess that one doesn't quite work. There's 4 of them. They're crabs. They were married. Okay. Loud Dread Hot Chili Peppers. Huh?
Okay. I'm still thinking. Sorry, I'm still thinking of Krabba and their big hit. Oh fuck, Dancing Queen. Okay, that was bad too. I put in my own bad one.
Yeah.
Loud Dread chili peppers.
I want to think of an ABBA pun now. I mean, Waterloo already works.
I was thinking Waterloo too. I was trying to think of Pokemon that has Lou in it. Gloom.
Give me Crab Hammer after midnight.
Gimme, crab ham after midnight.
Yeah, that's
Nah,
terrible.
too many syllables.
That's way too many syllables. Yeah. Crabs are tough. Okay, I'll keep going.
They are. All right.
Loud, red, hot chili peppers.
Nah.
But imagine them with socks on their junk. Loud dreads with socks on their junk.
I don't want to picture that.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a narrow mind. So,
yeah, I do.
What about Radio Shedinja?
And they're all like 1 inch from death.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a creep. That could also be my theme song today. Okay, number 2. Fleetwood Machamp.
Fleetwood that's not even how you pronounce Machamp.
Fleetwood Machamp. Yeah, it is. I just shoved a C in there.
You're horrible.
Like the reverse of Moses. He parted the sea. I stuck one in.
Fleetwood Makuhita. There you go. That's...
Oh, Makuhita? Because that's
Makuhita.
Okay. I guess that's... Is that the sumo one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Pre-evolved.
I like him.
Yeah.
And number 1, the Vole Beetles.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, that's a classic. With
John Paul, George, and the ugly one.
Hey, Zarude.
What's a Zarude?
It's a long... Hey, Geodude. There you go. That's
hey,
better.
Geodude. Don't get me down. Hey, Geodude's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good list.
Thank you.
I like.
I was actually expecting you to be really mad at the end of this. So the corn on the cob really is working.
I think it's that we rapid fired them. I didn't have to.
You didn't have to simmer in them for too long.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it when they're gonna make me upset. All right, shall we get into episode 245? Same old song and dance.
Yes, please. And like I said, this episode is a little bit bad still, but you know what? We're improving from last week, and it is cute. So they're in a forest where cute things roam, right? And Ash is hungry as heck. There's a town nearby. That's cool. Ash runs ahead, and then we see that Jigglypuff's following. That's the setup.
Wow.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and with the setup, I actually have a question real early on here from the dub localizer who really likes classic rock references.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
Who asks, Loki forgot Jigglypuff is still an ongoing plot point-ish in the series. Where do you think she's been since her last appearance?
Making it big in West Hollywood. She had a run. She had a run as a drag queen, okay? It was doing really well. Of course, tons of people passing out was a problem. But they liked, the thing why she had a hit in West Hollywood, they liked the makeup after. It was really working. It was even a trend for a while. It was spotted in all kinds of magazines until one day when she scribbled on the wrong face. Someone who'd already done all their makeup perfect. This was the greatest drag queen in all of West Hollywood. And she kicks Jigglypuff out of town. And that's why Jigglypuff is back in Johto.
I thought you were going to say drawing the wrong face of like Mel Gibson or something. I was like, oh, we're going
Mel
problematic
Gibson,
today.
Famous anti-Semitic. And Jigglypuff actually has Azakaneshi Jew background. Okay. Is that what you wanted me to say, Kellan? You wanted me to make some kind of charged joke?
Maybe. Honestly, sometimes I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're going one way and you go another way, and I think the other way was also funny. And then I realized maybe not. So who knows?
Well, fuck Mel Gibson. Can I say that on my platform?
You can say that. Yeah. Our platform is big. We have big platform. Everybody knows fuck Mel Gibson.
It's weird. It's weird when actors are like, he was pretty good in his day, though. He had some banger movies. Braveheart, Signs. But also fuck that guy. Like, what's wrong with him? Why is he such an asshole?
I mean, you can still, I think, separate art from artist from the time before they turned out to be a shitty person.
That's true. That's
like,
true.
I will still appreciate. I won't go there. Never mind. I'll move on. It's too complicated.
That's too deep. Yeah.
Too complicated. Yeah. You could still. I like Hitler's artwork. No, I'm kidding.
Well, H.P. Lovecraft.
He actually wasn't amazing.
HP, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually not, I actually don't like his artwork because of his artwork. It's actually not good. HP Lovecraft is another big example. Like his horror sci-fi writing is like permeated so much stuff, right? And I like HP Lovecraft ideas. I like stuff inspired by HP Lovecraft, like Bloodborne, I'm a huge fan of. But like he was a huge racist.
Oh,
and some of his stuff has a lot of racism in it.
It helps that he's like long dead.
Yeah, that one helps because you're not like that's contributing money to him or his estate, right? It's like in syndicate. So
anyway, we got there from where was Jigglypuff?
Oh yeah, Jigglypuff.
Where's Jigglypuff been?
Has a Jewish grandmother.
So we're in town.
Ash is looking for food. Togepi runs off because Togepi has spotted this girl with 2 Igglypuffs doing some kind of dance class. Oh yeah, 2 Igglybuffs. Okay,
yeah.
So
it's Buff, Puff, Tough.
Oh, Buff, Puff, Tough. Okay, this is gonna be tough for me.
Yeah. So yeah, she's got Igglybuff, and I guess this is the point to talk about it. Igglybuff's just a little guy.
Sure is.
She's just a little guy. She's so cute.
They were like, how do we make Jigglypuff more infantile?
Yeah.
So they gave it like a little puffball on its head.
They shrunk it. And that's about it. Made it all pink.
It's like a lighter shade, right?
Slightly, I think, yeah.
I will say it looks more wholesome. Like, I know Jigglypuff's supposed to be this like cute creature too, but there's something about its eyes that looks so hollow. And Igglybuffs
so big.
Igglybuffs don't look quite as hollow, right? They look a little bit more animalistic.
Jigglypuff's looks like in the right setting. Jigglypuff, it looks very evil with those eyes. Yeah. Igglybuff just looks like a baby, and there are no thoughts going on behind them.
Yeah. It's just
Igglybuff has one brain cell bouncing around in her brain like a DVD screensaver.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It looks very innocent. And Jigglypuff looks like this thing that's supposed to look cute, but then kills your whole family. Yeah.
And then Wigglytuff is just kind of cute. It just looks very soft and fun.
Yeah, it's kind of back. It's kind of out of the blood again.
It's so back. Oh, God.
It's so back.
But yeah, Igglybuff, there's not a lot to talk about because it's a baby.
There's a baby form again, evolves into Jigglypuff. The babies that we brought up before were basically just world building and cuteness ideas. I guess you can mess around with them a little bit to get like moveset customization, but in general, they don't really matter, right?
Yeah. Easy merch for the Pokemon Company.
Yeah, that's the babies. True. Very, very mascotable.
Cute and easy to make plushes out of and whatnot. I wouldn't mind a tiny little Igglybuff.
Yeah, an Igglybuff plushie would go well on our
I wouldn't mind a plush of every single Pokemon.
That's too many. It's
a lot. It would be a lot.
Even the fucky ones?
The life-size ones. Those are so funny.
Life-size plushies of a life-size Pokemon?
They made a Gardevoir one, I think.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well,
they made a Gardevoir one.
That's a whole other thing, Kellan.
63 inches tall.
Oh,
it was $600 Canadian.
This is so on the nose.
63.
Let's not even go. Okay. Do I need to sit you down and tell you about perverts, Kellan?
Do we need to have that talk? Trust me, I know about the weirdos in the Pokemon fandom.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm just saying, the 5-foot Gardevoir plush is so funny.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I want it just for the joke.
Is it funny or sad? Okay, you're like covering it up with like irony. No, I swear, it's just a joke, guys. She doesn't sleep in my bed. It's just a joke. Don't worry, guys.
This thing is literally the size.
Don't you dare touch it. She's just a joke, though. I don't care. She's just a joke. What about a life-size Machamp, though, plushie?
I don't think they did that one. They did do Lucario. Here, let me just look at the plushes, the biggest plushes they have on the Pokemon Center that they've ever had.
Wait, these were official?
These are official, yes.
Okay, that is funny now. I thought this was some chop shop backdoor nonsense.
Sort by where are the size filters in here? Oh, right now they're doing life size of all the evolutions, which is cool, including Vaporeon.
Oh. You had to have that in there.
Yeah. They had a giant 40-inch Sveal, which is amazing.
Anything else to report on life size?
That's what I'm looking. 57-inch Whale Lord, which is incredible.
That
you can't really do life size.
Though.
You can't really do life size of Whale Lord considering it is
like the size of a house.
47 feet long.
Yeah.
But they also had Furred at 71.
One of them and go out of business.
Yeah. Made Furred at 71.
Okay.
I would love that one. Yeah. 59-inch Slowpoke. 31-inch Piplup. Those seem to be the big ones.
Okay.
So, a lot of great, amazing large plushes, but they're also really fucking expensive. I'm talking $500 to $600 Canadian.
Because they're humongous.
They're giant.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, that's from cuteness from Igglybuff.
Yeah, let's get back there. We just met Igglybuffs. We got a pair of them. There's this woman dancing with them named Brittany. We get her name right away. Brock is simping with her. Her name is beautiful as your face. And Misty pulls him away. She's like, you're under arrest for being the real creep. Put that fedora on and reveal yourself. Now, these...
It's like Scooby-Doo, but instead of taking off the mask, they put on the fedora. Oh, we know who you are now.
Yeah, we know your soul.
Old Man Jenkins.
Jacking off in the bushes again. Hey, Old Man Jenkins, you're under arrest. Okay. I'm going to fuck up these names so much, Kellan. The names of this pair of Igglybuffs are Igglybiff and Igglybuff.
Yes,
right?
Correct.
Oh,
you did it.
Bad names, but I mean, I guess that's terrible. Just what they were named. And then, we get the Dex entry. Okay, whatever.
Togepi pokes one of them. It's very cute, very fun, because they just, like, bounce around. They're so light.
I guess the Dex tells us that they can bounce infinitely when put in motion, is what it says. Which is
object in motion, stays in motion, you know?
Yeah, they're an infinite energy source, Kellan.
Oh my god, we solved the energy crisis.
It was in front of us all along.
They were practicing their show, which I think their show was called Brittany. I guess she had a TV show or something? I don't know, because then we have a stage show.
Yeah, she had some kind of show, and now she tours. Very, like, Disney Channel music star vibes from this one. Brittany, probably a Britney Spears reference, though.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
She does sing Toxic later. So
that was a little on the nose, but we're still not sure.
Yeah. So, but no one watched your show until the twins were on, Igglybiff and Igglybuff. They're doing a concert today on the show that's going to be filmed live. So that's what's going on today. She's practicing for. So she does her little show for the gang, and oh my god, there is like a 30-second long shot of just her dancing.
Yeah,
and I was dying.
There is. This is where I was like, I'm not gonna lie, Kellan. I kind of had a moment where during this exact scene where I was like,
you're wondering what the hell you were doing with your life.
What the hell am I doing? Yeah. I'm 35 years old, and I'm watching this like repeated looping animation, and it was just horrible. It was horrible, Kellan.
You shaved your head for this?
Yeah, all of the follicles fallen. The Igglybuffs did look cute, though. They've got these, like, feathers on their head. But this dance routine is, I don't know, man. It reminded me kind of of Space Channel 5 on the Dreamcast, which is not a great rhythm game, in my opinion. The sensitivity is so high, I could never get past the first level, even. I was like, what the fuck is this game?
Sounds like a skill issue.
Maybe.
We'll have to go back to it at some point.
My skills just aren't up to... No, I played this when I was like 20.
Patreon, 10 patrons, we do a Space Channel 5 stream. Oh my god. Okay. What an idea.
Do you think anybody wants to watch Space Channel 5?
No.
It is not a good game. I don't think it's a good game.
But that's the fun of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so, yeah, they're dancing. Team Rocket, they're spying in. Jessie is very enamored by the Igglybuff twins. Reminds her of herself, and all cute and singing and dancing. And yeah, it's like, she's got over the edge of reality again. That was a good one. But
sure.
They saw posters for her concert for Brittany and the Looney Balloons. That's a great name.
That is a good name.
I'm into that.
I also kind of like bring back Blank and the Blanks as a name convention.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Yeah.
Sure. But like you could just like I'm just gonna make one up like Like Jackson and the Trigger Happy Tequilas. Not bad.
Except there's no Jackson in the
but
band. None of the guys are named Jackson.
There you go. In high school, I really wanted to make I had like a band for a brief little while, like every other white dude who knows how to play guitar. And I wanted the name to be, and no one else would go with this. Well, there were a couple names I wanted to be. Chevy and the Doom Crusaders was one. Okay. That's a cool one. And plus your lead person is a truck. That's cool. Chevy and the Doom Crusaders. The other one was Justice Moose and the Dubious Frogs. We got that from a random name generator. I was like, Justice Moose goes so hard. And
Justice Moose?
Yeah, and he's like fighting the Dubious Frogs. We could have a whole concept album.
That's
like
amazing.
About he's bringing justice to the swampland, you know? Like that's kick ass.
We need to do a future list of fake band names. And then make sure they're all like royalty free so we can put them on t-shirts and sell them.
Kellan, my whole life has been coming up with bad names.
Imagine Justice Moose and the Dubious Frogs on a t-shirt. That's so good.
Well, I always wanted to write like a rock opera around that, right? Where
do
Justice
that,
Moose
and then I'll make a shirt.
Justice. The Dubious Frogs, man, they've ruled the swamp for too long. They're so dubious.
The wholesome frogs need their homes back.
Exactly.
The dubious frogs have taken over.
And why did they become so dubious?
Not healthy for the ecosystem, man.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked like crazy.
Moose.
I don't even know where the main tracks for this train are, Kellan. We've only been on sidetrack.
Brittany and the Looney Balloons. So the show's over. She did great. The gang applauds. Brock keeps flirting. And here's Jigglypuff as the gang is just glazing Brittany this whole time.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Man, you're amazing. Jigglypuff runs onto the platform. She's like, I'm going to show this bitch up. But luckily, Ash sees and grabs the mic from Jigglypuff before she can start singing.
And so she begrudgingly accepts some Pokemon food from Brock, which was funny. She's upset, then she eats some, and then she's all happy again, of course.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Brock offers her a Snickers.
They should do that commercial with Jigglypuff.
They should. Ash stashes the mic in the bag. Jigglypuff, she sees all the love that the Igglybuff are getting, and she gets kind of mad and jealous. Now it's time for lunch, so the gang is going to join Brittany. While their back is turned, Jigglypuff smacks the twins, steals their headbands, and then when they start crying about it and Misty comes to see what happened, Jigglypuff pretends it was the wind. The wind blew their headbands off and made them upset. Oh no, pretends she had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, kind of an asshole here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was going to be a bigger part of the episode at this point. I thought it was going to be like a bunch of Jigglypuff's jealousy.
Sabotage, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she returns the headbands. Brittany says, hey, I can get the gang some tickets for the show. And so we're at the show, backstage, the Igglybuff twins.
Stadium.
Big place.
This Brittany's
Igglybuff
popular.
twins. Yeah, she is. They have different headbands. They're very cute little headbands. Jigglypuff's very jealous. She kicks the twins off the table, pretends she saw nothing. She's just being a real jerk.
Yeah, she's being an asshole. I always knew that Jigglypuff was dark deep down.
The harbinger of doom. I mean, we've brought it up before.
Yeah, we brought that up. Big dead eyes, swallow you whole. Oh,
the show is starting. Jigglypuff has her own seat. This makes me wonder, do the Pokemon themselves need tickets?
Yeah,
are they sentient enough for that?
How does that work? Are they considered animals, or are they considered, like, do they buy their own? Do they need to be they probably need to be accompanied by a trainer.
I would assume so.
Yeah, so Ash maybe's representing Jigglypuff here.
Like, they're like babies, babies 3 and under and Pokemon get in free.
But you gotta reserve a seat.
Yeah.
You probably gotta pay for a seat, plus those Ticketmaster fees.
Ugh, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck Mel Gibson and fuck Ticketmaster. We're saying brave things today on TCAT.
Can we put that on a shirt too? Fuck Mel Gibson and fuck Ticketmaster.
That's probably on a t-shirt.
I feel like that's a phrase no one's ever said before.
Really? I think those are two things people don't like.
But in that order specifically, just those two? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. You're right.
I don't know.
You'd also hate on, I don't know, oil companies, big oil in there. I don't know.
Fuck big oil. We said it.
Yeah, I'm just going to say something brave. Fuck corporations, man.
I think racism is bad.
That was brave, Kellan.
And
someone
freedom,
had to say
it's just a little better.
Someone had to say it. Good job, Kellan.
9/11.
What? Support the troops? Is this where you're going?
I think it's I think it originated from Family Guy, where Lois is running for like city council or mayor or something.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
she realizes the best way to get the crowd on her side is just to say 9/11
Just to say
into
9/11 and people cheer,
yeah. Really good. Anyway, so the show started. They're doing this whole musical number when Jigglypuff has a flashback to where the mic is. It's in the bag. They left their bags in Brittany's dressing room. So she's going to go through. She rummages through the bags, finds some bread, eats the bread.
That music again went on for far too long.
Too
and
long.
It sucked ass. The whole thing was like 2 is better than 1. She's talking about like, it's good to have twins. She's like, 1 friend is all you need, but it's good when you have 2. I was like, what the fuck are these lyrics?
I was just glad because I watching that, I thought like, hey, this is like 30 seconds of the show we can just skip past.
Well, I didn't, but I should have. But I did think this was funny because after Jigglypuff has found the mic, like rummaging around in the back room, she finds the mic, and then we get this cut back to the concert, and the lyrics are just na 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 na, and the crowd is erupting like brilliant.
There's also this wide shot of the stage here, and you can't see the Igglybuff twins. They're nowhere to be found on the stage.
There's just not enough resolution.
Yeah, I guess so. But also, it's so funny to me that every time we look at the crowd, it's nothing but dudes.
So, yes.
Like grown dudes.
Like grown-ass men. But you know what that reminds me of, Kellan?
What?
That's apparently what crowds are like. I mean, not universally. I think it's actually probably has some variants, but idol culture. You know about idols in Japan? IDOL?
Vaguely, yeah.
They're like youngish girls pop stars who put on shows like that. They will have fan bases who are like middle-aged men, like rabid fan bases of middle-aged men. And it is a very fine line between like cute and creepy because it's like on one hand, like what you like. I don't care if you like, music from whoever, that's fine.
Or life-sized Gardevoir plushes.
Sure, I like what you like, but there's something a little weird about it when it gets that far, isn't there?
Yeah. I've heard of idols changing how they do their meet and greets because of, and like not shaking hands with fans because sometimes fans have gone a little far with things.
Right, and it's like obsessive, and then they don't know boundaries. They don't care about boundaries. Yeah, I've heard of some of that too. Also, the companies that manage these idols, because like there's no such thing as like an independent artist in these space. They're apparently fairly, it can be kind of a dark industry, apparently. So that's what this woman is. She's an idol. She's been ground up by the machine killing, and all these middle-aged salarymen are there after their long day of work, drinking acai on the train to get obsessed, hooting and hollering.
So yeah, we wonder where Jigglypuff went, and she's on the stage. But as she starts singing, the ceiling explodes.
Convenient.
Yeah. And Team Rocket, they're here. They sing a whole ass song.
Yeah, and I actually kind of dug this one.
It was kind of fun.
I didn't like the other songs, but this one was fun. It had this big synthy bass line that kept that kept punching in, and I liked that.
Yeah, it says Team Rocket, and we fight for what is wrong. We're tired of our motto, so we thought we'd try a song. James, Jesse, the speed of light, prepared to fight. Yeah, that's right. And then we get into some lyrics that are pretty bad. I'm the handsome one. I am the gorgeous one.
Yeah,
Thanks for the description.
But the music
we
in
may
the
get some things wrong,
fun.
But we keep rolling along. Yeah, we want to capture Pikachu. We hope to do it soon, and when we do, we'll be the new stars of this cartoon. Yay!
Yay!
Fourth wall break. I love it.
Yeah, that was fun. I like the motto. Jigglypuff's mad during this. James is dressed as like a sailor. Jesse's like this fancy lady. I don't know what the fuck Meowth was supposed to be.
He was in like a skirt or something.
Yeah. He was
like a schoolgirl outfit.
Something like
that. That's what I thought. Not the typical one, but like.
Yeah, not a typical one.
No. They get booed.
The crowd is pissed off.
They
They're
hate
like,
it.
Bring back Brittany. That's who we paid tickets for, not these shitty openers. And then, Team Rocket throws off the costumes, finishes the chant. We love you too, they say.
Yeah, so the gang's on stage, and the crowd's like, who are you losers? And so they go into the motto, prepare for trouble, and while you're at it, make it double. I thought they were tired of the motto. That's why they say the song.
No, they did it anyways. Yeah, I also thought the song was the motto. And then,
What
we're getting
the fuck,
it anyways.
Dude? Oh, yeah, they get booed again. Even more. Victor Bell comes out, eats James. Vampy's out. Razor Leaf is dodged. Takedown, hits hard. Poliwhirl's out. Wobbuffet's out.
Vampy is not a good Pokemon, is
No.
it? No.
No, it's basically a baby.
Yeah, and it does not do well. It doesn't help that Ash picks these shitty matchups for it too.
All the time.
All
Ice
the
type,
time.
Vampy. Grass type, Vampy. Electric type, not Vampy.
Not Vampy. Yeah, exactly.
Jigglypuff comes into double slap but gets countered. Poliwhirl goes for a water gun. Countered. Should have been Mirror Coat. Vampy tackles. Counter.
Yeah, remember when the show went through so much effort to teach us about the difference between counter and mirror coat and then just forgot it all?
Well, as I've been saying, I think Wobbuffet just knows the right move and just ignores Jesse saying counter.
Wobbuffet's the smart one.
And does what he needs to do. And when the smoke dissipates, Team Rocket has gotten away with the twins. Oh no. Oof. And so they have to pause the show, and the crowd doesn't seem to understand that this is a problem.
This was
they're
not
getting
part
upset.
of the show.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I thought the villains were choreographed, but that explains their poor dance moves. Brittany's crying, and Ash is like, we'll be back after this intermission. Brock's got something that he can do, though, so he's going to cover while they search. Well, he doesn't want to, but then Brittany's like,
asks,
do it for me.
Well, when you put it that way.
Whirling maracas around or something.
Yeah. And so Noctowl's on the search, and we see, Brocky singing about being around a lot of girls. The crowd loves it.
It's like a mariachi dancer. He's got a sombrero.
And Team Rocket, they have the Igglybuff. James wants to make a whole line of toys and movies and whatnot. Jesse's like, what are you talking about? I want my own show with them, with the same toys and movies and a Christmas special and whatever.
Yeah,
there were some good merch ideas here. Some good merch ideas.
It's a very Iggly Christmas.
Very Iggly Christmas.
Yeah.
But they find in the bag with the Igglybuff, it's Jigglypuff as well.
Angry Jigglypuff's there to take care of Team Rocket. Now, Brock is repeating the song over and over. He only knows this one song about picking up ladies, and the crowd is getting a little antsy. They're like, Brock, we were with you the first 3 times, but this is getting old.
Yeah, the crowd. Someone in the crowd's like, "Is this his only song?" Because it's literally his only song.
Yeah.
Noctowl found something. He finds Jigglypuff tied to a tree. Great detective line from Ash. Team Rocket did this. Great.
No, Jigglypuff is into Shibari torture play now.
That's where she's been.
Yeah.
Ooh, so she's gonna help now that they've untied her. So we see the balloon. Noctowl finds it, pops it. They fall down. Brock, he's getting tired now, singing the same song over and over. Crowd is done with
madder and madder.
Yep. Back to the gang. We get the good electric guitar gym theme. Corsola, Totodile, Victory Bell, Arbok, they're all out. Totodile scratches. Vine Whip is dodged and the scratch lands. Arbok headbutts Corsola, but she rebounds with a tackle. The Igglybuff get free, but they're blocked by Meowth. Corsola tackles him, and they're reunited with Brittany, so they're gonna join the battle. I feel like the babies shouldn't be fighting this one.
Yeah, but they gotta show us what they can do, and they do have a couple moves. They go for a charm. What does charm do, Kellan?
It's all it's supposed to do is lower attack by 2 stages. So it's actually a very good move, but it's not just cuddling as it would seem in the show.
But it throws the opponents for a loop, and then they follow it up by Sweet Kiss, which I believe we've seen from the Smoochum episode. Jigglypuff then slaps Arbok and Victory Bell. The slaps are what are going to do it. You got to have big sister Jigglypuff come in and save the day.
And then Pikachu to finish it off with a Thunderbolt, except it doesn't actually finish it off with a Thunderbolt because then Totodile water guns and they go blasting off again.
So Totodile actually got the last blast.
Totodile got the last one, yeah. And so Brock, he collapses on stage. Finally, the gang is back. Thank God. Crowd is happy again, and it's song time, and they're all chanting along, "Toot toot pika pika, toot toot pika pika."
She's like, "It's a beach song, everyone." I'm like, "This is an ass song."
This is
Nailed it.
agony.
Yeah.
Everything worked out great, says Misty. The concert was a huge success, and finally Jigglypuff gets her chance to sing at the end of the show. She sings, everyone falls asleep, including the narrator.
That was new. I don't think they've done that bit yet. The narrator falling asleep during it. It was kind of fun.
But she storms off into the sunset outside the stadium with her marker, having drawn on everybody in the stadium. And that's the episode.
Okay, so literary hour. It was cute. Not my favorite, but it was cute.
Yeah.
It kind of had potential, actually, because if the music was like, it didn't even need to be better, but just if there was like something a little bit more snappy with the writing going on that was like thematic, had to do with the Igglybuffs, or was kind of like fun or interesting in some way, this episode would have been quite a bit more entertaining. Yeah. It's just that they would have these like minute at a time loops of like the same dancing animation with the shittiest lyrics I've ever heard that made me want to die.
Brock's song was pretty good, though.
Brock's song wasn't bad. Yeah, Brock's actually better than Brittany. We're being brave today on TCAT, and I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to let you finish, Brittany. But Brock had the best mariachi song of 2002, okay?
All right, hit me with a book.
All right, so the trope I'm looking at from tvtropes.com, green-eyed monster. It's all about jealousy.
Bernstein Bears.
Don't ruin my lead. Do you remember
that one?
That's where I learned that one. Yeah, that's actually on here. I wanted to talk quickly first, though, about a fantasy series I used to read, Dragonlance, and in it they've got these two twins, Caramon, who's like the smart, not smart, he was kind of dumb, but he's like the big, athletic, handsome one. He's the warrior. And then Raisin, who's like smart, but he's very like sickly all the time. And Raisin was like the brilliant magician, but Raisin's really jealous of his brother's looks, charms, health, everything. Gets along with ladies, gets along with people, and Raisin was always this outcast. And that jealousy rears its head in a few ways. But those two brothers, the twins, are very integral to the plot of that series, and the jealousy and the tensions and the love and the betrayal between them goes a long way. Interesting stuff. But yes, Berenstain Bears and the Green-Eyed Monster. So did you read this one as a kid, Kellan?
Absolutely.
That's cool. It's apparently, I don't remember it, but it's apparently about a sister getting envious when brother gets a bike for his birthday. You remember this?
Yeah.
And she has a dream where a literal green-eyed monster talks her into secretly riding his bike.
Yeah. And it's a big lesson about jealousy and
yeah, because in the dream, then the bike gets bigger and bigger, and then she crashes it, breaks into pieces, which snaps her out of it.
Oh, no.
And she realizes that only doom would follow if she gives into her jealousy.
Only doom.
Only doom shall follow, sister.
Only doom. Classic. Absolute classic. What a banger of a book. Cinema. Arms up. Cinema. All right, let's rate this thing.
You want to rate this little bullshitty episode?
I would love to. This is the 4-pour, the plastic ping pong pitcher of objective ratings. We're going to pull 2 random categories from the pitcher and judge the episode arbitrarily based on those categories. First category for same old song and dance. The originality of the episode.
Ooh, okay, that's interesting. It's a little bit reminiscent in some ways of the Smoochum episode, maybe.
They weren't singing and dancing.
No. Is this our first concert episode?
Well, there was one on the cruise ship.
Yeah. Yeah, that was different though. That one felt different. It wasn't full on Idol territory, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, there's Jigglypuff for the umpteenth time, so that's not particularly original. The songs are original. We don't get these big musical numbers very often.
I'm saying, yeah, it felt at first I was like, we must have seen something like this before, but I don't know if we have. I'm scrolling back and I can't find an obvious musical episode like that. So I think it actually might be somewhat original.
Yeah.
You're right, the Jigglypuff trope, been there, done that, and Jigglypuff is just a jealous creature, period. But to latch on to these little babies, A jealous
Yeah.
diva comes into town and slaps some upstart babies for their new radio hit. That's basically what it's about. The aging diva.
I'm going to go 6.2.
I'm going to go 7.
7. So that's 6.6 for originality. Second category will be the Pokemon variety. Not a lot.
Babies.
There's babies, there's Jigglypuff, and then there is a healthy dose from the gang.
Yeah.
But those are those aren't as hefty on the scale.
But there isn't any like variety from like the people from the, there's no Pokemon in the crowd or anything, right?
No. It's in fact we can look at the list.
I think it's weak.
Pikachu, Meowth, Togepi, obviously, Wobbuffet, Totodile, Noctowl, Phanpy, Corsola, Poliwhirl, Arbok, Weezing, Victory Bell, and the Igglybuff and Jigglypuff.
Okay, so your argument stands. I think it's a good argument. It should be buffed a little bit for good variety from the crew, but it's not really the spirit of the category.
It's not as weight. There's not as much weight to the gang and Rocket Pokemon.
So I'll go 4.1.
Like, if we see all of the gang's Pokemon and be like, that's a solid, 5 extra points.
That's like a 5, yeah.
But we don't see nearly all of them. But we do get a nice smattering of them. I'm in the same ballpark. I'm going to go 4.6. That's 4.35. Overall, 5.475 for Same Old Song and Dance.
Okay, not bad. However, I'm into this next episode, Kellan. Episode 246, Enlighten Up.
So we're getting closer to Blackthorn. We've got a huge Lake Slowpoke, also known as Lake Enlightenment. Ash wonders, does that mean the lake lights up or something? No, Ash, that was last week, actually.
Yeah, now we're on to Enlightenment, you idiot. We're going to teach you exactly what that is, Ash, because you're a big dummy. But wait, we don't know what it is either.
Yeah, Brock's we have to look it up.
Okay, I'm looking it up. It means understanding or something. And Misty's like, I kind of get it. I kind of don't. And that was the deepest moment of the episode, Misty.
Actually, what's a little deeper, there are some people underground who are here to enlighten them. Thank you. It's Team Rocket. Prepare for trouble from under the ground and make a double with a deafening sound. Kaboom, they emerge up on the surface.
Brock breaks the fourth wall. Hey, you guys usually don't show up this early.
Yeah. Enlighten Jesse, enlighten James. All-knowing Team Rocket, blast off the speed of light. Surrender now and face the truth or prepare to fight. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's your motto.
We usually dig a hole and wait, and now we're just going to, cut ahead, is what they say.
They
the
tried
dig a hole and wait plans only works 5 times.
Only worked about 5 times. So they thought they would just try hiding in the hole this time and wait for them.
Yeah, and then Wobbuffet pops up and says, fuck Mel Gibson.
The gang says, maybe you should dig a hole and stay in it. And Wobbuffet pops out and says, that's something to think about. Because Jesse's like, that is something to think. Wait a second.
Well, okay, have we, I was thinking about this, Kellan. Have we talked about, when Wobbuffet was introduced, did we talk about the Japanese translation of his name?
I want to say probably.
Probably, but I don't know if we've brought this up explicitly enough. I want to bring up again
Sonans.
Yeah, what that means again.
Sonansu.
Okay, so the bit they're saying is basically that's the way it is what that kind of translates to.
Yeah.
But I think even that is a bit of a rough translation. But I think the idea is when he says Meowth, that's right, and then Wobbuffet saying Wobbuffet is like him saying that's how that so it be. He's like,
it do be like that.
Exactly. It's like that. It do be like that. He's just repeating what they say, agreeing almost.
Mm-hmm.
So if we think about that through the lens of that, I think that makes more sense why he pops up the times he does. I think that Jesse will be like, fuck, it's shitty out today. And he'll be like, it do be like that.
It be like that, yeah.
Okay, that's a thing now. Because sometimes he pops up and we're like, why did he pop up there?
Well, I think he's just there for comedic effect, but this is a decent explanation.
He's there specifically for that, I think. Because in Japanese, that's a pun. That's that's a bit. It's not a pun exactly. It's a repeated bit that kind of works. It just doesn't translate because the Wobbuffet name isn't a phrase like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's an interesting thing to ponder.
I think we should keep that in mind more when Wobbuffet pops up.
That's enlightenment right there.
Yeah, so something to think about. Something to think about.
Well, it's time to rumble, big dogs, because Ash is going to fight them. And, oh, hey, here's a Slowpoke with a flag to officiate. How convenient.
It's like crossing the road or something.
Yeah.
This is like when the county fair parade has to stop because ducks are crossing the road. That's the vibe I got here.
Yeah. But that's so cute. I love ducks.
Oh, true. And the Slowpoke's cute, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, because it's just trotting along and they're waiting for it. They're like, are we going to battle still? Slowpoke gets to the lake, puts its tail in, gonna start fishing.
And then a nun shows up.
Yeah, then a nun shows up. Y'all are trespassing.
Tells them to stop. This is Madeline. She's training at the Slowpoke Temple, where they ponder the meaning of existence just like Slowpoke. Brock is delighted by her existence.
And what religion is this? Because it looks like a Buddhist temple,
Slowpoke.
but it has a nun.
It's a Slowpoke religion. It's a brand new thing.
It's a brand new one that has just mashed elements from Buddhism and Christianity together. That's cool.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah, we took temples from Buddhism and we took nuns from Catholicism.
Mash them together.
That's the best of both worlds.
That's what Miley Cyrus was singing about, right? In Hannah Montana.
Get the nuns and get the big ass temples and get a Slowpoke and make a statue.
You got the best of both worlds.
TCAD musical episode.
Take it out, take it slow, then you rock out the show. Okay, so the Slowpoke, he's thinking about why he's a Slowpoke. And so she asks Ash who he really is. He's like, I'm Ash from Palatown. But who are you really, Ash?
Yeah, and he doesn't
look inside.
That. She's like, what's your essence? And he's like, whoa, man. No one's ever asked me that before.
B.O., probably.
Swampy underwear.
So she goes on this philosophical rant. No, this is a Slowpoke, but humans invented that name. To which I have to think, did they? Because it says Slowpoke.
Yeah, that one's actually tough, Madeline. I think they just reflects the sound it makes, no?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Though I suppose the written word Slowpoke would be invented.
Well, I guess so.
Based on the sound.
But it was more so invented by the Slowpoke. It was discovered by humans, maybe.
Something like that. But yeah, you're right. It was but the intentionality behind the noise isn't the same as the name. Like when a cat meows,
there you go,
right?
They're not saying meow.
They're not saying meow. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like that. It do be how it do, Kellan.
It do be like that, yeah.
Right, so she's waiting philosophical about that, and then Brock hits on the nun.
Yep. He thinks of himself as fun-loving and available.
So been over 200 episodes, and Brock, that crazy mad lad, has finally done it. Hit on a nun.
Hits on a nun. Who are Team Rocket? Well, James is the less inflated of the two. He knows that much.
Well, it's kind of true, yeah.
Madeline has yet to understand her purpose. She spent 10 years to reach enlightenment, and she hasn't gotten there yet. So she invites them into the temple for enlightenment and lunch, which gets Team Rocket in on it.
Yeah, and Brock wants to grow closer to her step by step.
Yeah. Meowth wants to find their true nature, or at least a really good grilled cheese sandwich with chips.
Yeah, nice. Sounds good, Meowth.
Good combo. So at the temple, there's Slowpoke statues everywhere. Apparently, there's some guy who reached enlightenment with a bunch of Slowpoke around, and so they built the temple in his honor. And they also have this giant Slowpoke made of gold.
And it is huge. This thing is
massive.
gigantic, right in the center, under like a pergola-looking thing. Very cool. I like it.
And we got a question here from Alex, moving up in the world again. COO of Joy for Joys, moved up from Vice President.
Keep moving. Keep hustling.
Are you impressed with this one? You weren't impressed with Vice President.
I'm pretty impressed. Now, next week is Alex going to be like, being investigated for insider trading.
Hey, you took their joke. Don't do that. That's rude.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Alex wants to know, or rather, this is not a question, but I would like to request a list from Graham for the top 10 Pokemon philosophers. Does Slowpoke make that list? Which is good to think about.
Definitely. I'll make a note.
Put it on the list of lists.
Yeah, the list of.
But they also ask, if another Pokemon would evolve by another Pokemon biting it, which Pokemon would you like to see evolve, and which Pokemon would be biting it? It's a great question.
That's so funny, but very difficult. I gotta look up a list of Pokemon.
Anything biting Machamp on the crotch.
Okay, so it bites. So Arbok bites Machamp on the crotch, and then they fuse together to just give Machamp the largest schlong ever known to the Pokemon world. Is that what you're getting
lasso.
at,
Yeah.
Okay, but what if a muck bit something, and then it just has this like leaky ass puddle behind it wherever? Like if he bit anything.
Sure. I'm just looking through. Yeah, like what has a good appendage to be bitten?
I mean, there's some tails. Oh, okay. What if you had onyxes and then it was bitten by another onyx, and then that was bitten by another onyx, and it's
just getting longer and longer.
Yeah, the onyx centipede.
Yeah.
Okay, Hitmontop is spinning, and then along comes a couple of cloisters that bite on its legs, and now it basically has shoes. So when it's spinning, it has these like big heavy boots that it kicks with.
Oh my god, Hitmontop with shoes.
Yeah.
I love it. You're far more creative on this one than I am. I can't. I've got nothing.
Is there like a ring Pokemon? Because it could pierce nose past his nose.
There's Klefki. There you go. Klefki's a key ring.
On a nose pass. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's good.
Comes a punk nose pass. Not a phase, Mom.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lifestyle. Just
got
don't
that
understand.
side swoop. Dyed black side swoop.
Yeah, and then it gets a 10 out of 10 in our Black Parade category.
Yeah. Oh, rest in peace. All right.
Exactly.
Well, it's great question, great answers. I would say. So inside the temple, Madeline tells Ash, someone else was here from Pallet. Apparently Gary was here studying challenge training. And so, of course, as Brock and Misty know, of course Ash wants to do it too. What a surprise.
Yeah, lights up. He didn't give a fuck about this temple before that. Then he heard, Gary did the training. He's like, put me in,
I gotta do it. Put me in, coach.
Now, Team Rocket is sneaking about. They want to steal the statue, right?
So they're going to go through the motions, pretend to be into all this training and then find the right time. Wobbuffet, very disapproving of this. He knows that they should just be, trying to reach enlightenment.
Yeah, he says it. It is how it is. He knows how to. He's already enlightened, I think.
And so they kind of guilt trip the gang because the gang doesn't believe that they actually want to go through with this meditation stuff. And so they're like, maybe we want to be good for a change.
You're not the only ones who want to learn the truth.
Yeah. So they see some kneeling meditations. They see that a guy has an itch. He gets whacked for it by a big board.
Ooh, so this is tough stuff.
They all have to try, and they got to think of nothing. That's what they're thinking of nothing. Ash ends up thinking about winning the Johto League. He gets whacked.
Yeah, he can't put Pokemon out of his mind for 1 second. He's getting way too excited getting hit. Misty, something similar happens to her. She's thinking of a legendary water Pokemon, and she gets smacked.
And Brock lets a girl get away, which in the original, there was a scene of him playfully chasing after Madeline. And then they cut that, and it's just an ambiguous fantasy of his. But he gets whacked too.
Interesting.
Yeah. Team Rocket, they fell asleep, I think.
Yeah.
But I noted that Pikachu and Togepi, they are crushing it. They're doing amazing.
Ooh, so they know how to clear their mind.
Apparently. Well, I mean, how many thoughts can a Pokemon have?
Many. How to Thunderbolt, how to eat food, thinking about food, thinking about battles. But, I mean, Togepi definitely is very, very chill.
He's just a baby, yeah. Meanwhile, Slowpoke, he's still just sitting there. And back into the temple, their next stage, they have to scrub and wax every hallway in the temple. What will this teach them? I got nothing. I have no idea.
I mean, teaches them to clean good. Mr. Clean, bald.
Oh, Heisenberg, we're back.
Monks. It's all
monks are bald. Yeah. We're all bald,
so
really.
They're gonna do it like a crazy race though, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like they gotta scrub the whole temple, Ash is into it, gets very competitive. James is like, eat my dust. It's Team Rocket versus the gang, I guess. Pikachu and Togepi are cheering on. Jesse and James are fast right at the start. They're like, we've had part-time jobs. You have
no way
not.
to beat us in manual labor.
So everyone's running. And then Ash pulls this like Tokyo Drift bullshit. He like runs on the walls.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It was pretty sweet. There was a moment here, Kellan, where I was like, the things that they choose to spend money on.
Yeah.
I'm like, some of this shit lately has been so lame. And then we get this like dope ass action scene of them mopping. Like, what? It was kind of cool, but like, why?
Because they're trying to make cleaning look fun for the kids.
Oh, cleaning is fun, kids. Clean your room.
I hate it. It's the worst. I want to hire a housekeeper, but I don't
yeah.
have that kind of money. $15,000 on the Patreon. Yeah.
And Kellan will hire a house cleaner.
Yes, I will. So Ash wins the race. They got it all done, apparently. But we look at the streaks on the floor. They're not even close. Many, many missed spots.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to have to do it all again.
Repeat it, you racing bastards.
They have even more training when this one's done. So they're finally finished with it. What is going to be next? James reminds them they need that golden Slowpoke. So Meowth will keep training while Jesse and James feign injury to go get the Slowpoke. Meowth will keep training to make them think that they're still serious about it. And so the gang is here with fishing poles. That's the next stage of training here. And so Jesse and James pretend to be in pain. The gang, they're fine because they still have their youth, which gets Jesse upset.
Yeah, so they brag about being young. And Jesse, of course, at that old age of like 25.
25. Yep.
She's like, oh, fuck, I'm so old. I think you're older than Jesse now, Kellan. How does that make you feel?
I hate it. Oh my god, don't even get me started.
You're still young. It's fine.
Yeah, but
happy and lightning, they say.
Yes, they're off to fish. Jesse and James, they'll carry the gold Slowpoke out. Should be hollow anyway. It's not solid gold.
Would think. It might even be made of chocolate. I think it's just like a layer,
did they try
a thin layer. I don't know.
Slowpoke, he hasn't moved at all still. He fishes up this huge Goldie and lets it go, and the gang's like, wait, why would he let it go? That's fishing. You're supposed to catch what you fish. And Madeline has to be like, well, you don't have to. You can fish for sport, idiots.
The goal isn't just to catch, it's to fish. Think of it as this playing Sega Pro Bass Fishing for the Sega Dreamcast. It's kind of like that.
Or any fishing I've done in all of the 3D Zelda games, most of which suck.
Yeah, you hate that, though.
I was not a fan.
True enlightenment is fishing in Zelda, even when you don't like it.
It's something, all right. I don't know if it's enlightenment.
That's true. Enlightenment is only achieved in Zelda fishing minigame.
Dude, getting all the Majora's Mask fishes are a pain in the ass. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's real monk training. You gotta wake up at the crack of dawn. You only eat like boiled cabbage, and you sit on your knees and you play Majora's Mask on the 3DS.
That's that was my life for a couple weeks. I mean, you nailed it. So yeah, Slowpoke has no interest in capturing them, as Meowth says. He just wants the knowledge. And so they kind of figured it out. Slowpoke catches a Shelder, and this is what enlightenment is, apparently. Shelder represents the hopes and dreams that we miss by trying too hard. Slowpoke was patient, and eventually it was gifted something. I didn't write it all down. It was a lot of philosophical hooey.
Yeah, it was kind of like psychobabble, but sure. So this is happening, and then Slowpoke additionally catches a Gyarados.
It does that first.
Okay, first, and Misty's like depressed, right? Oh yeah, and then it gets the Shelter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I skipped a bit. Misty can't even catch a cold.
The part where Meowth goes down.
Yeah. So they're trying to fish. The gang can't catch anything, and they're getting upset. So they throw Meowth into the lake to talk to the Pokemon.
Go talk to these fucking fish
and find out what's going on. So he does talk to them, and he basically says they know you're trying to catch them, so that's why they won't bite your hook. They're fine with getting caught for knowledge.
They can basically tell if someone is totally chill, like doesn't actually want out of this, has no wants, has no desires. So they'll only grab on the hook of someone with no desires.
And so then Slowpoke, that's when Meowth realizes Slowpoke has no interest in catching them, just wants the knowledge, and that's why Slowpoke can catch so many Pokemon. And that's when Slowpoke catches the Shelder. That's
right,
what
so
enlightenment
true
is.
enlightenment is not having the desires. It's basically being at peace in the ocean of things happening and going along with whatever happens. And that being that when the shelter's gifted to him, that is a gift, not something that he wants, just something that he is in and of that moment. And that is required for the next actions, the next part of the episode.
And then the golden slowpoke bursts through the building and down the hill.
Holy fuck, we've got a slippery slope going on. This giant statue's flying down towards the lake.
James and Jesse are inside on a tandem bike. They've put this thing on.
So
going right down to the lake. I guess so. The gang gets out of the way, but Slowpoke and Madeline face it down because Madeline knows that this is when Slowpoke's going to evolve with the shelter on the tail.
True enlightenment is actually evolving. JK, everyone. Evolves into Slowbro.
It is a material thing, yes.
Yeah.
And so he uses confusion to lift up the gold Slowpoke, shake Jesse and James out, and send the statue right back to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and it just like shakes them out of it, and then just like a piggy bank, and then just like puts them back in spot.
Yeah. So they really cut it close.
Oh yeah, Ash Dex is Slowbro, even though we've seen like 50 there.
Mm-hmm. And so they're like, well, what would have evolved what would happen if it evolved a minute later? And Madeline's like, oh, that never would have happened. So here's some more philosophical stuff that I didn't write down.
It got enlightened, Brock, and I trusted it. You got to get in on this enlightenment. You got to sniff it. You got to snuff it.
The universe provides, man. It was never going to let that statue get stolen.
That was what she said. The universe provides,
sure.
man.
Man.
Not like the government, which wants to ship us off to Vietnam.
It turns out that the next stage of training is smoking a lot of pot.
Yeah. And then Madeline invites them back, and they all get naked and do ayahuasca.
Now she invites them into her 1995 Toyota Corolla, and they hotbox the shit out of it.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
We don't do drugs, Auntie Cat. Drugs are bad, kids.
What's that phrase? Like peak blunt rotation?
Yeah.
Okay. Ashketchum, Ash's mom. No, okay, just Ash's mom. Actually, none of the kids in this show. It'd be Ash's mom, James, and Ash's mom and Team Rocket. Okay, that'd be a good blunt rotation, actually. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Ash's mom. That's it. Just Ash's mom. I would smoke with Meowth. I would do that.
Yeah, hell yeah, you would. That'd be dope. Meowth would have stories, man.
I don't do any of that kind of stuff, but I would do that for Meowth.
Yeah, imagine having a pint with Meowth. Like he would tell you things. Yeah.
He's got story. He's got nothing but stories. Anyway, so they can still be mad. They can still be mad at Team Rocket. Some more training would do them good anyway. They're not gonna go blasting off again though. So the gang heads out. They're the new respect and trust with each other, says the narrator. Sure, I believe that. And now we see Team Rocket. They're cowering in the temple because Delibird is here. Our boy,
the tax man cometh,
the debt collector. He's looking for them. So they're supposed to be meditating, but here's the whole temple staff ready to beat the shit out of them if they think about anything other than nothing. And we do see that this is all happening at sunset, which is great. And that's the episode.
Okay, so my trope today is called Enlightenment Superpowers. It's this trope of someone getting so like spiritually in tune with the world that they open some kind of extra chi or like a third eye or like some kind of deep part of their mind in the universe, and then can like do other things. This is like Tien from Dragon Ball Z. It's like he's like meditated so much he gets a third eye, and then that gives him some extra powers. From the in Dune, there's a few different people that kind of capture this, but the group, the Bene Gesserits, they have so much control over their own bodies that they can do like manipulation of other people through all of these like little mental tricks. And the Kwisatz Haderach, kind of like the chosen one trope, is like, oh, you'll get so in tuned with that you'll get some like superpowers, and that has some subversions and stuff in it. This made me think of Jedis, really, from like Star Wars. They're being like so in tune with the flow of everything, that they can pick up an X-Wing out of a swamp. This actually has a few ties to some real religions, and multiple ones. Like this episode obviously shadowed Buddhism in some different ways, mostly because like the temples looked Buddhist. But in some version of Buddhism, and I don't know, this is on TV tropes. I don't know how legit this is, but they're talking about something called Riddhi powers, which is like some sources saying that enlightenment leads to things like flight and teleportation. I don't know if that's actually believed in anything. Taoism apparently has some beliefs about this, probably deep beliefs about obtaining superpowers like elemental magic from like being so in tune with the universe. And apparently Hinduism has some kind of mythological basis and stuff like that too, around reality warping. Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, I'd love to learn how to
I don't know about any
throw
of that,
fireballs.
But, I mean, sure. And you can, Kellan, for only 5 easy installments of $55.99.
And 2 very difficult installments.
Yeah, of pushing boulders over a mountain.
All right, let's rate up and finish it.
Before we do that, Kellan, that made me think, have you ever seen or read One Punch Man?
Nope.
I'm guessing no.
Nope.
Popular anime.
Heard of it.
He's the most powerful superhero like in existence, Kellan. He can like fly the speed of light, can defeat anyone in one punch. That's why his name's One Punch Man.
He's basically like a satire, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, he's a satire. Guess how he got his powers? Okay.
Enlightenment?
No. Every day and every single day without missing this once for like 5 years, he did 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and he ran 10 kilometers. And he did that every single day without missing once, and now he has superpowers. And that's all it takes, Kellan. Just extreme discipline.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's it.
That's all it takes. I mean,
that's all it takes.
We should all have.
Because nobody else has actually had that discipline, Kellan. They're all liars.
Jesus.
Anyone who says they've done that has skipped a day before and slept in, or gone out and gotten drunk, or, went to the movies and ate junk food. But he did this every single day.
Amazing. What a Marvel human being. All right, let's rate.
Not Marvel.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Manga.
First category will be the power of friendship.
I don't know if you have friends when you're enlightened.
Not a lot of friendship here.
I mean, okay, so Madeline calls it like spiritualism, that she's believing in and trusting Slowpoke, but I do think there's something a little bit like friendship going on between them.
A little bit.
Maybe. Yeah, a little bit. And that is what wins in the end. The gang has to trust Team Rocket a little bit, even though they're lying to them. I don't know.
Yeah, no, there's not a lot, because like Pikachu doesn't really even do anything.
No.
There's nothing with Ash and Pikachu here.
Right.
There's really not many Pokemon in the first place.
No, and so much of it is about like the self, right?
Yeah.
It's like detaching from the world, which is kind of anti-friendship in a way. I mean, I don't know enough about this stuff and I feel a little wrong for saying that. Like maybe someone could teach me some things about how they are connected to friendship and leaning on others, but it sounds at least parallel, like at least kind of independent of friendship.
Yeah. I'm going 2.2.
Yeah, I'll go 2.8.
So that's 2.5 for that final category of the day. Will be whatever will constitute giving this episode a 10.
Enlightenment?
Enlightened?
True Zen. True Zen.
True Zen?
Yeah, like just being so Zen.
I'm down with that. True Zen.
Or what about peak blunt rotation as a category?
That's every episode.
Oh, that's
it's Team Rocket.
Yeah. But I like if there's a character there you would smoke. Okay, yeah, you're right. Maybe we should have that as a category anyways, though.
We should.
Is if you would smoke weed with the character of the day.
Yeah, we could just include that in character of the day then, I guess.
Yeah. True Zen.
True Zen, yeah, sure. We'll go with that. So as a reminder, whatever constitutes a 10 creates a new category, True Zen. That goes into the forepaw. If it's ever pulled and receives a 0, it is permanently banned from said forepaw. And so that'll go into the forepaw. Fun.
Excited to see True Zen again. And hopefully another religion-themed episode.
Hopefully.
But who knows?
It probably won't be anything. It'll probably be pulled once and never again, unfortunately. But that's it for this week. We did it.
Hell yeah, Kellan. A couple of filler episodes, and I think there's some more filler to follow. Can you fill me in?
We got 2 more episodes next week. Two more filler. Episode 247. Will the real oak please stand up?
Oh,
Or
that's
Japanese.
a great name.
Yeah. Fake Okido! Exclamation question. Pokemon Senryu confrontation! Double exclamation.
Okay, sweet. Will the real oak please stand up?
Followed by 248. Wish upon a star shape. Or we'll see another baby. Or in Japanese, Pie and Pippi and the shooting star! Exclamation. That's a cute name.
Pie and Pippi and the shooting star. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Another baby. Okay. Yeah, filler territory. That's where they're like, bring out the babies.
Yeah,
they
we have
never
more
have
babies.
They never have babies around like actual substantial points in it.
No.
It's always just what do we do? Go grab a smoochum. Okay,
Yeah.
Igglybuff, get him in here. Random ideas.
We've had Elekid, right? I think Magby's, and we've had Tyrogue.
Tyrogue, yes.
Well, Elekid we had in the
Elekid?
Pikachu short.
Yeah.
We
That
had the
was where
Pichu
we had
Bros. Yeah, Magby I think is the last one
Yeah, I don't think we've had
to be
Magpie yet.
seen. But that's next week then. Cleffa will be. So join us
All
for
right.
that.
Thanks for listening. Leave your comments down below. This was a real dramatic one of an episode. I'm sure you'll have lots to say about weird shit that fell out of my mouth. I wasn't really thinking my thoughts too thunkily this time, as you can tell.
Mhm.
Leave your comments down below on the YouTube. That's youtube.com/HydraLeech. You know, you're probably on there already. Like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You can find us wherever fine podcasts are downloaded for the audio-only formats like Spotify, etc. If you want to reach out to us, 2killadelibird@gmail.com. We also are on Blue Sky. 2killadelibird is the handle. And then in the podcast description, link to a Google form where you can ask us questions about the upcoming episode. Intro and outro music is 80 Synthwave by Alexi Action. Kellan is on TikTok. TikTok what? At HydraLeeches is the TikTok. And then twitch.tv/HydraLeech. You can find him burning his brains out on a crazy Nuzlocke still, I believe, right?
Hey, we got past the 3rd gym for the first time.
We got past the 3rd gym. Holler at your boy.
Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, we won't have died, which might be likely because we're recording a little earlier. So,
it's a
fingers
tough
crossed.
one, eh?
It's fucking hard, man.
Yeah, it sounds tough. It sounds tough.
Mhm.
When you were at like try number 8, I was like, well, I mean, that's 8 try. You know, things should take many tries. But now it's sounding tough.
I'm on like 21.
You're like
22.
on 21. Your tries can order a drink in the States.
Yep.
That's how long they've been living.
And it's been a surprise to me because I did another game from the same guy a long time ago, and I'm trying to find it right here. It only took me, I think, 5 attempts.
Ooh.
So I don't know why this one is so much worse.
You gotten way worse.
Yeah. I think it's just way harder. It's killing me slowly.
Tell yourself that.
Yeah.
And finally, we have a Patreon. It's just a tip jar linked in there. TCAT Podcast. Thank you very much.
But hey, if there's anything you want to see, maybe it'll come a little more than a tip jar. You know, let us know if there's anything that you could see that you would subscribe for, and then maybe we'll put it up there. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, so what did we learn this week, Kel?
I learned that babies are cute.
And I learned the meaning of religion is to fish with your butt until you become a shell man and punch a raging statue into oblivion.
That's a good thing to learn. That's
crazy thing to learn, yeah.
Gonna be useful moving forward in life, yeah.
Or moving backwards, because they're actually the same thing.
Whoa.
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 Why do they call them fingers if you never see them fing?
Why do they call it oven when they oven the cold food oven? How to eat the food?
Why do they call it a mouse when... I mean, I guess it kind of looks like a mouse.
Why isn't the plural of mouse meese and moose meese? They should be the same thing.
Justice Meese. Yeah.
Justice Moose and the dubious frogs.
Yeah, Justice Moose and the dubious frogs, yeah.
Oh, that's great. I want to put that on a shirt so
getting
bad.
us out of this podcast. Justice Moose will save us from this podcast. Yeah.